Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. This is Ms. Farhana Zafar, your biology teacher from Guards Public Higher Secondary School 1. Hope you all are fine and may Allah always keep you safe and healthy. First of all, I want to congratulate all the children on the promotion to the next class 9th. Students, as you all know that you people will be appear in the board exams next year. So I wish that all of you must set goals and must be ambitious for this new session. Dear students, we know that due to corona pandemic, the country has locked down itself and we are not in a position to have physical classes. So the school has decided to have online classes to make connection with you all and to maintain the flow of study. So I wish and I really hope that all of you must take advantage of this opportunity. So let's begin. Before starting today's lecture, students, I would like to share the syllabus of the first term 2020. In this term, students will learn 3 chapters: Introduction to Biology, Structural Organization of Life, and Classification of Living Organisms. Introduction to Biology. Humans have always trying to find explanation for what they see around, and this is called curiosity. Science helps human beings to understand the natural world, and it's concerned solely with information gained by observing and testing that world. Students, natural world cannot be understood without asking questions like, how did variety of living things evolve on earth? In what way they interact? What processes must occur in each organism? And why living things differ from non-livings? So students, common questions like these form the basis of the science of biology. By the definition, students, biology originates from 2 Greek words. When we split, we get bios, which means life, and logos, which means study. So students, we can say that biology is the study of life. But we can also describe as it is the study of living organisms utilizing the scientific method. So students, modern biology is a vast and eclectic field which is composed of many specialized disciplines that study the structure, function, growth, evolution, or other features of living organisms. It is that branch of science which deals with every aspect of life and also tells us about our body, helping us to develop cures and treatments for many diseases. Students, it is that branch of science which also discussed an interaction of living thing with environment. Major divisions of biology. Students, for convenience, scientists divided biology into 3 major divisions, which are zoology, botany, and microbiology. Now students will understand them separately. Zoology. Students, zoology is composed of 2 Greek words, zoo, which means animals, and logi, which means thought, reasoning, and study. So students, zoology is that branch of biology which deals with the scientific and systematic study of animals. It deals with the types of animals, their geographic presence, and also with their characters. Botany. Students, botany is also originated from Greek word botein, which means plants. It is that branch of biology which deals with the scientific and systematic study of plants. It deals with a complete study of plants, that how many types of plants are there, their existence, their origin, their geographic presence, and their characters also. Microbiology. Students, microbiology is that branch of biology in which we study about microscopic organisms like viruses, bacteria, protozoans, etc. These organisms are very small in size that we cannot see them with the naked eye. So we need microscope to see and study these microorganisms. Extensive research during the 20th century has led to the division of biology into a large number of specialized branches. And some of the important branches of biology which are common to botany and zoology are morphology, anatomy, histology, cytology, physiology, ecology, embryology, taxonomy, genetics, paleontology, and biotechnology. Now, students, we will discuss all these branches separately. Morphology. In Greek's, morph means form. This branch of biology deals with the study of external structural characteristics of plants and animals and with relationships between their structures. Students, this term is also used to refer to the physical appearance, or you can say external structure, which is quite visible, that is size, shape, color and texture of any animal or plant. Anatomy. Students, anatomy is comprised of two Greek words, ana, which means up, tom, which means to cut. It deals with the internal structures or organs of an organism. Anatomy, a field in the biological science concerned with the identification and description of the body structures of living things. It also involves the study of major body structures by dissection and observation. Students, in plants, it deals with the arrangement of different types of tissues in root, stem, leaf, etc. Conclusively, we can say that anatomy is that branch of biology which deals with the study of internal structural characteristics of any organism. Cytology. Students, cytology is originated from Greek word kaitos, which means cell. And as you all know that cell is the basic building block of life. So it is a very important branch of biology which deals with the structure, function and composition of cell and different cell organelles like mitochondria, Golgi bodies, etc. Students, a cell is the smallest entity in which all life can exist. So we need microscope to study cell. Students, it is very important branch for researchers or biologists because it helps them in generating vaccines, medicines, etc. You can also remember cytology as cell biology. Histology. In Greeks, it is named as histos, which means web or tissues. Students, in your previous classes, you studied that when two or more than two cells combine, they form tissues. So, histology is that branch of biology which deals with the study of tissues of plants and animals. It deals with the study of tissues of the body and how these tissues are arranged to constitute organs. For example, eye tissue, liver tissues. This subject involves all aspects of tissue biology with the focus on how cells structure and arrangement optimize functions specific to each organ. As tissues are also very small in size, so we need microscope to study tissues. Physiology. It is coming from Greek word physis, which means nature. A branch of biology that deals with the functions and activities of life or of living matter. such as organs, tissues, or cells, and of the physical and chemical phenomena involved is called physiology. Physiology is the study of organisms, their functions, and their parts. An example of physiology is the study of human body. It means that how the human body works, like stomach, heart, how these organs are working. So it is the study of functions of different parts of living organisms. Ecology. In Greek, it is ekos, means home. Ecology is the study of the relationship between living organisms, including humans and their physical environment. It is the study of relationships of living organisms with each other and with their non-living environment. It seeks to understand the vital connections between plants and animals and the world around them. Students, ecology is the science that studies the biotic factors, that is living thing, the environment, which is abiotic factor, non-living things, and their interactions. So, ecology is that branch of biology concerning interactions among organisms and their biophysical environment, which includes both biotic and abiotic components. It is also remembered
Embryology.
as environmental
In Greek, it
biology.
is embryon, which means embryo.
Students, it is the study of progressive developmental changes which occur after zygote formation up to an organism is formed. Students, embryology is defined as the branch of biology and medicines that studies embryos and how they develop. The study of how human embryos develop from fertilization to birth is an example of embryology. So, embryology is the study of development of organisms, and this is as true of plants as it is of animals. So we can say, students, the fundamental intellectual reason for studying embryology is to understand how our bodies came into being. Taxonomy. Students, taxonomy is derived from two Greek words. One, taxis, which means arrangement or grouping. Nomes, which means laws related to naming. The scientific study which deals with the classification of living organisms is called taxonomy. In a broader sense, we can say that taxonomy can be defined as a branch of biology which deals with the description, identification, and classification of living organisms according to their structural similarities and dissimilarities. Taxonomy can also do scientific naming of living organisms to eliminate confusions while using common or native names. Genetics. It is from Greek word genesis, which means origin or mode of formation of something. Students, genetics is the branch of biology concerned with the inheritance, including transmission of hereditary characters from parents to their offspring. Living things inherit from their parents many of their physical characteristics, and the genes of the parents determine these characteristics. The study of these genes is called genetics. Every living thing on earth has DNA in its cell, and this DNA is responsible to transfer these genes. Genes are passed on from parent to child and are believed by many to be an important part of what decides looks and behavior. In other words, genetics is the branch of biology that deals with or concerned with the study of genes, genetic variations, and heredity in organisms. And students, do you know what is genetic variation? Genetic variation can be described as the difference between organisms of same species. Means a person's skin color, hair color, dimples, freckles, and blood type are all examples of genetic variation. Paleontology, derived from two Greek words, palos, which means ancient, and ontos, which means organism. So students, paleontology is the study of history of life on earth as based on fossils. Fossils are the remains of plants, animals, fungi, bacteria, and single cell living things that have been replaced by rock material or impressions of organisms preserved in rock. Students, it is that branch of biology which study animals and plants that lived in remote past and are now found as fossils in the rocks. Paleontology incorporates knowledge from biology, geology, ecology, and computer sciences to understand the processes that have led to the origination and eventual destruction of the different types of organisms since life arose. So students, we can say that paleontology is a science dealing with the fossils of long deceased animals and plants that lived up to billions of years ago. Students, basically paleontology divides into two parts. Paleobotany, which is study of plants, fossils, and paleozoology, which is the study of animal fossils. Biotechnology. Students, it is a new and modern methodology referred to as recombinant DNA technology, which utilizes biological systems, living organisms, or parts of this to develop or create different products. Students, it is the manipulation of living things like animals, plants, and microorganisms for the welfare of mankind. Recent methods of genetic engineering have brought about a revolution in this field. A most noteworthy achievement is insulin, which is very useful for treating diabetes. By using these techniques, not only food products like yogurt, cheese, bread, etc., but also medicines like insulin, antibiotics are being produced and number of diseases are cured. So in short, we can say, students, that biotechnology is that in which living organisms are used to make useful chemicals and products or to perform different industrial tasks. Biology is a multidimensional science. It is linked with the knowledge of chemistry, physics, mathematics, etc. And these branches which are related to biology are biochemistry, biophysics, biometry, behavioral biology, and biosociology. Now students, we will discuss all these branches separately. Biochemistry. It is a complete branch which requires firm knowledge of biology and chemistry to explain the synthesis of biomolecules, their requirement and the effect caused by the deficiency and efficiency of different molecules on the organisms and their metabolism. Students, biochemistry is the science concerned with the chemical basis of life. It deals with the structure, properties, and chemical reactions of biomolecules that are present in the living system. Knowledge of chemical nature and reactions of biomolecules is essential to understand health and diseases. Clinically, biochemistry is concerned with methodology and interpretation of biochemical tests performed on body fluids and tissues to support diagnosis, treatment, and monitoring of disease. Biophysics. Students, as we all know that physics is that branch of science which deals with the states of matter and energy. So, biophysics is a branch of science that uses the methods of physics to study biological processes, and it can be applied to biological organisms and systems to gain insight into their working. This branch is that where we apply laws and techniques to explain the metabolism of living organisms. So, biophysics provided both the tools and the understanding for treating different diseases, and especially the disease of growth known as cancers. Students, because of this branch, we can also identify or find out the age of fossils. Radio labeling and carbon dating also is very helpful for finding the diseases and their growth. Use of sound waves as ultrasound and laser technology show some relationship of physics with biology. Students, in today's world, rapid progress is being made in understanding how diseases work at a fundamental level. And biophysics is that branch which is helping us out in finding all these diseases and the problems. Biophysics is the application of the principles of physics to explain and explore the form and function of living things. The most familiar examples of the role of physics in biology are the use of lenses to correct visual defects and the use of X-rays to reveal the structure of bones. Biometry. It is a branch of mathematics where data and measurements related to living organisms are dealt with. Students, it is such an important branch because without knowledge of mathematics and statistics, no biological research and data analysis is possible. Students, the statistical analysis of biological observations and phenomena help us in the measurement of living tissue or different bodily structures. Students, we can take an example that biometry is a highly accurate method for calculating the various dimensions of the human eye. These measurements play a key role in cardiac surgery to identify the power of the implanted lens. So students, we must know that all biologists conclude their results by using knowledge of statistics and mathematics. Behavioral biology. Students, in this branch, we observe an association of biology with psychology. And psychology is that branch which deals with human behavior. Many of the facts of biology are reflected in the study of behavior. Students, this branch also studies effects and after effects of biological studies on the behavior of different life forms. So we can say behavioral science or behavioral biology deals with human action and often seeks to generalize about human behavior as it relates to society. And this branch also deals with different branches of science because it forms an intersection of chemistry, genetics, physiology, evolutionary theory, and ecology. Biosociology. Students, this branch deals with the social behavior of living organism, that how an organism reacts and behave towards society and effects of their behavior towards society, especially humans and their societies. Students, biosociology refers to a new and different branch of biology. In biosociology, we study about natural processes by which personality is formed and cultural continuity maintained. Students, in biosociology, we also discuss intellectual, social, and emotional development of a person. Review of today's lecture. Students, today we discussed definition of biology, major divisions of biology, branches of biology which are common to botany and zoology, and Relationship of biology with other sciences.